on the United Kingdom nation. Overview: the United Kingdom rises like a phoenix from the waves of the North Atlantic, a nation forged in fire, shaped by centuries of empire, revolution, and resilience. Stretching across for historic countries England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, it commands a unique place in global history, politics, and culture. With over 69 million people, the UK is a tapestry of urban dynamism and rural tradition, where London's skyline mirrors the ambition of its people and the quiet villages of the countryside echo with ancient stories. Geopolitically, Britain stands as a bridge between continents and nuclear-armed permanent member of the UN Security Council, a leader in European defense, and a global voice in diplomacy. Its navy sails the world's oceans, projecting power and protecting allies, while its diplomatic corps shapes international responses to crises from Ukraine to the Indo-Pacific. The UK's influence extends beyond its shores, through historic alliances, cultural exports, and a soft power that still commands respect across the globe. Economically, the UK is a powerhouse ranked among the largest economies by nominal GDP, a hub for finance, innovation, and trade. Yet, it faces modern challenges, an economic recovery underway, but hampered by weak productivity and trade tensions, a population aging and demanding new solutions, and a future shaped by global uncertainty. In 2025, growth is projected at around 1.2 to 1.7%, with cautious optimism as the nation navigates inflation, fiscal constraints, and the need for transformative reforms. From the windswept cliffs of Cornwall to the bustling streets of Manchester, the UK is a land of contrasts, a country that has weathered storms, reinvented itself, and continues to shape the world's stage. Its story is one of power, pride, and perpetual reinvention, a nation forever in motion, forever influential. This chapter sets the stage for the epic journey ahead, painting the UK as a nation of global significance, complex challenges, and enduring influence. The making of a leader. Keir Starmer's journey begins not in the corridors of power, but in the quiet town of Oxted, Surrey, a place far removed from the grandeur of Westminster, yet filled with the raw ingredients of resilience and determination. Born on September 2, 1962, Keir was the second of 4 children to Rodney Starmer, a toolmaker, and Josephine Starmer, a nurse for the NHS. His upbringing was shaped by modest means and the daily struggle of working-class life. But it was his mother's battle with a rare and severe illness that left the deepest imprint. From a young age, Keir witnessed the fragility of health and the strength required to endure hardship. His mother's courage in facing her illness instilled in him a profound respect for the National Health Service and a lifelong commitment to justice and equality. These early experiences forged his character, quiet, thoughtful, but driven by a sense of duty and compassion. Starmer's academic path began with the 11+ examination, a gateway to Reigate Grammar School, then a selected state school that later became independent. Despite financial challenges, his parents' sacrifice and the school's bursary allowed him to continue his education, a testament to his determination and the values of opportunity and fairness that would later define his leadership. At school, he excelled in mathematics, music, and physics, and his teenage years were marked by a growing interest in politics and social justice. His teenage activism joining the Labour Party Young Socialists at just 16 was the first spark of a political fire that would eventually ignite a national movement. He was also a gifted musician, playing the flute, piano, recorder, and violin, and even winning a junior exhibition from the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. These formative years, filled with music, debate, and activism, shaped a mind that valued both intellect and empathy. Keir Starmer's early life was not defined by privilege, but by the quiet strength of family, the lessons of adversity, and the seeds of a future leader planted in the soil of ordinary life. The scholar's crucible. Keir Starmer's ascent from a working-class Surrey upbringing to the pinnacle of British politics was forged in the hallowed halls of Leeds and Oxford universities that shaped not just his intellect, but his very identity as a leader. At the University of Leeds, Starmer immersed himself in the study of law, earning a first-class Bachelor of Laws LLB degree in 1985. His time at Leeds was marked by rigorous debate, a deepening commitment to social justice, and his first steps into political activism. As a member of the university's Labour Club. It was at Leeds that Starmer's worldview began to crystallize. Surrounded by peers passionate about change, he sharpened his analytical mind and honed his advocacy skills, laying the foundation for a career defined by principle and precision. The experience instilled in him a belief in the transformative power of education and the importance of equal opportunity, a conviction that would later drive his policies as Prime Minister. Starmer's academic journey reached its zenith at Oxford, where he pursued a postgraduate Bachelor of Civil Law BCL at St Edmund Hall in 1986. Oxford, renowned for producing Britain's most influential legal minds, challenged Starmer to grapple with complex jurisprudence and the ethical dimensions of law. Here, he encountered mentors and ideas that would shape his approach to justice, governance, and the rule of law. His time at Oxford was not just an academic triumph, but a crucible in which his values and leadership style were tempered. These years were pivotal. Starmer emerged from university not only with degrees, but with a profound sense of duty to serve the public and defend the vulnerable. His education equipped him with the tools to navigate the intricate worlds of law and politics, and set him on a path to become one of Britain's most influential leaders. The barrister's battle. Keir Starmer's journey into public life began not on the campaign trail, but in the courtroom, where he became a relentless champion for justice, human rights, and the voiceless. After qualifying as a barrister in 1987, Starmer joined the Middle Temple, quickly establishing himself as a formidable advocate for civil liberties. His early career was defined by a willingness to take on cases others deemed unwinnable, including landmark human rights battles and high-profile public interest litigation. Starmer's reputation grew as he co-founded Doughty Street Chambers, a pioneering legal practice dedicated to social justice and human rights. There, he represented environmental activists, trade unionists, and marginalized communities, often providing free legal counsel to those who could not afford it. His work on the McLeibel trial, where he defended two activists against McDonald's in a decade-long legal fight, became a symbol of his commitment to defending free speech and holding powerful corporations accountable beyond the courtroom. Starmer's influence expanded as he took on advisory roles for organizations like Liberty and the Northern Ireland Policing Board, where he worked to reform police practices and protect civil liberties. In 2002, he was appointed Queen's Counsel QC, a recognition of his expertise and dedication to the law. His crowning achievement came in 2008 when he was named Director of Public Prosecutions (DPP), leading the Crown Prosecution Service and overseeing some of the most complex criminal cases in the UK. Throughout his legal career, Starmer earned a reputation for integrity, meticulous preparation, and an unwavering commitment to fairness. His work as a barrister laid the foundation for his transition into politics, proving that leadership could be built not on charisma alone, but on a deep understanding of justice and a tireless dedication to public service. The ascent forging a new Labour career, Starmer's rise within the Labour Party was a calculated campaign of renewal, ambition, and transformation, a journey that would redefine the party's identity and set the stage for his historic leadership. In January 2020, Starmer entered the Labour leadership race with a vision to unite a fractured party and restore public trust after years of turmoil. His platform, rooted in anti-austerity policies and a promise to end outsourcing in vital public services, struck a chord with Labour members eager for change. Starmer's campaign was marked by disciplined messaging, broad alliances, and a clear break from the controversies that had dogged his predecessor. He garnered support from influential figures such as former Prime Minister Gordon Brown and London Mayor Sadiq Khan, signaling a shift toward a more centrist, pragmatic Labour Party. His victory on April 4, 2020, with 56.2% of the vote in the first round, was a testament to his ability to unite the party's diverse factions and position Labour as a credible alternative to the Conservatives. As Labour leader, Starmer set out to rebrand the party, emphasizing economic stability, public service reform, and a commitment to tackling anti-Semitism within its ranks. He unveiled ambitious plans to cut NHS waiting times, recruit thousands of teachers, and revitalize infrastructure, while also pledging to renationalize the railway network and launch a publicly owned energy company. His leadership style, measured, strategic, and focused on consensus, earned him both admiration and criticism, as he sought to balance the demands of the party's left and right wings. Starmer's ascent was not just about winning elections. It was about rebuilding a movement, restoring faith in Labour, and preparing for the ultimate test to return to power after years in the political wilderness. His journey through the corridors of Labour politics was a masterclass in resilience, strategy, and the quiet determination that would ultimately lead him to the highest office in the land. The first 100 days, setting the tone for Kier Starmer's premiership began with a palpable sense of anticipation and an urgent mandate for change after Labour's landslide victory in July 2024, ending 14 years of Conservative rule. As he accepted the invitation from King Charles III to form a government, Starmer stood at the threshold of a new era, tasked with delivering on ambitious promises. Amid a nation grappling with economic uncertainty, public service crises, and deep societal divides, from day one, Starmer's government signaled a break from the past with decisive policy, moves and strategic appointments. His cabinet choices reflected a balance of experience and fresh perspectives, aimed at uniting the party's broad base and ensuring effective governance. The early days saw a focus on rolling out the Labour manifesto titled Change, which emphasized economic growth, reforms to the planning system, infrastructure development, clean energy initiatives, healthcare improvements, and workers' rights. One of Starmer's first bold signals was the announcement of Great British Energy, a new publicly owned energy company designed to spearhead the government's green revolution and tackle the climate crisis head-on. This initiative underscored his commitment to sustainable development as both an environmental necessity and an economic opportunity, alongside the promise to reduce NHS waiting times energized health workers and patients alike, promising tangible relief to a system stretched thin after years of austerity and pandemic strain. The emphasis on public service reform extended to education, with plans to recruit thousands of additional teachers aimed at reversing years of decline in school performance and addressing educational inequalities. Starmer's government also moved swiftly to stabilize the economy by pledging fiscal responsibility paired with targeted investments, aiming to foster long-term growth without triggering inflationary pressures. Starmer's tone during his early days oscillated between measured pragmatism and urgent resolve. He acknowledged the challenges ahead: economic headwinds, social divisions, and the lingering effects of Brexit, but framed them as opportunities for national renewal. His call for unity resonated with a populace hungry for stability and progress, positioning his government as both a fresh start and a steady hand in uncertain times. These first 100 days set the foundation for Starmer's vision of a transformed Britain, one that marries economic pragmatism with social justice, aiming to restore faith in government and reclaim global leadership. The road to power, triumphs, and turning points. Keir Starmer's journey to becoming Prime Minister was defined by strategic vision, relentless campaigning, and the ability to unite a fractured political landscape. The turning point came with Labour's landslide victory in the July 2024 general election, which ended 14 years of Conservative rule and ushered in a new era of hope and reform. Starmer's campaign centered on a clear manifesto: change, promising economic growth, public service renewal, and a break from the austerity that had defined the previous decade. The path to power was not without obstacles. Starmer faced internal party battles, public skepticism, and the challenge of reviving Labour's credibility after years of division. His leadership during the campaign was marked by disciplined messaging, a focus on unity and a willingness to reach across the political spectrum. Starmer's promise to restore trust in government and deliver tangible improvements for ordinary citizens resonated with voters, especially amid rising concerns over the economy, healthcare, and the cost of living. The election victory was followed by a flurry of decisive actions. Starmer's government wasted no time in launching major reforms, including the renationalization of the railways, the creation of Great British Energy to drive the green transition, and sweeping changes to workers' rights. His administration also prioritized infrastructure development, pledging to build 1.5 million homes and expedite the planning process for critical projects. These initiatives signaled a bold new direction aimed at revitalizing the economy and addressing long-standing social challenges. Starmer's rise was not just about winning an election. It was about transforming a movement and setting a new course for the nation. The turning points: his unifying leadership, the election triumph, and the swift implementation of ambitious policies cemented his legacy as a leader who could turn vision into reality and inspire a country to believe in a brighter future. The first 100 days, action and impacting. His first 100 days as Prime Minister, Keir Starmer moved with urgency and precision, delivering a series of bold reforms that signaled a decisive break from the past and set a new tone for British governance. From the outset, his government focused on stabilizing the economy, restoring public trust, and addressing the most pressing issues facing ordinary citizens. Starmer's administration quickly ended years of public sector strikes by negotiating fair pay deals for NHS and railway workers, bringing stability to essential services and signaling a commitment to dialogue and fairness. He introduced landmark legislation to renationalize the railways, aiming to improve service quality and make travel more affordable for millions. Housing reforms were also a priority, with the ban on no-fault evictions and new protections for renters, alongside ambitious plans to build 1.5 million new homes and streamline planning processes. On the economic front, Starmer's government unveiled a new national wealth fund to unlock private investment and drive growth, while also introducing a fiscal lock law to ensure long-term economic stability. Measures to support small businesses, improve employment rights, and tackle the cost of living, including the Warm Homes Plan and expanded support for struggling households, were swiftly implemented, providing immediate relief for families under financial pressure. Starmer's early actions also focused on justice and security, scrapping the controversial Rwanda deportation scheme and launching a border security command to combat criminal smuggling gangs. His administration set measurable targets for reducing crime, improving healthcare, and tackling child poverty, promising transparency and accountability in government performance. These decisive moves in Starmer's first 100 days demonstrated a government in motion, committed to delivering real change and rebuilding public confidence in the power of politics to improve lives. Domestic governance and reforms, the engine of Keir Starmer's premiership, has been defined by sweeping domestic reforms aimed at revitalizing Britain's economy, healthcare, infrastructure, and social safety net. In 2025, his government launched an ambitious year of rebuilding, prioritizing economic growth, public service improvements, and green transformation. Central to Starmer's agenda was the revitalization of the NHS, with Labour's Health Secretary commissioning a major review that exposed the depth of the crisis and recommended urgent action to reduce waiting times and improve access to care. The government responded with a £22.6 billion increase in the day-to-day health budget and a £3.1 billion boost to capital spending, aiming to address years of underinvestment and restore public confidence in the health system. Additional measures included expanding free school meals and increasing support for mental health services. Infrastructure and housing were also focal points. Starmer's government committed to building 1.5 million new homes, streamlining planning regulations, and ending no-fault evictions to provide greater security for renters. Major transport projects, including the renationalization of the railways and plans for a new Heathrow runway, were launched to boost connectivity and economic growth. Starmer's economic reforms included the creation of a national wealth fund to unlock private investment and drive growth, while new taxes and fiscal policies were introduced to fund essential public services. The government also strengthened workers' rights, improved employment protections, and launched initiatives to support small businesses and tackle the cost of living. On the green front, Starmer's administration made rapid progress, scrapping restrictive planning rules for wind turbines, approving record numbers of solar farms, and launching Great British Energy, a publicly owned company with £8.3 billion to invest in clean energy projects. These reforms positioned the UK as a leader in the global green transition, while also driving job creation and economic renewal. Starmer's domestic governance has been marked by bold, measurable actions designed to deliver tangible improvements for ordinary citizens, laying the foundation for a more prosperous and equitable global diplomacy and international influence. Keir Starmer's approach to global diplomacy has been defined by pragmatism, strategic engagement, and a clear-eyed recognition of Britain's role in a rapidly shifting world order. In 2025, Starmer positioned the UK as a bridge between major powers, balancing national security with economic opportunity and asserting Britain's relevance on the world stage. Central to Starmer's foreign policy has been his handling of China, rejecting the hot and cold extremes of previous administrations. Starmer advocated for a robust but pragmatic relationship, one that recognizes China's immense influence in technology, trade, and global governance, while firmly safeguarding British security interests. He made clear that the UK would not trade security for economic gain, emphasizing that protecting national security is non-negotiable, but that strong commercial ties with China could serve the national interest if managed responsibly. Starmer's government has also worked to strengthen alliances with the United States and the European Union, navigating the complexities of post-Brexit relations and a changing transatlantic landscape. While maintaining a close partnership with the US, Starmer has not hesitated to differ on key issues, such as supporting Ukraine and advocating for a rules-based international order. He has also taken steps to improve UK-EU relations, smoothing the rough edges left by previous governments, and fostering a more productive partnership on the global stage. Starmer has championed multilateralism, participating in key international forums and reinforcing Britain's commitment to global peace and prosperity. His government has joined initiatives like the WTO multi-party interim appeal arrangement, signaling a willingness to engage constructively with the international community, even when it means diverging from the US position. Through these efforts, Starmer has sought to restore Britain's influence and credibility, positioning the UK as a principled, pragmatic, and engaged global actor in a world defined by uncertainty and change. Achievements that define a new era since assuming office in July 2024. Keir Starmer has embarked on an ambitious agenda. His achievements span across economic, social, environmental, and international spheres, marking significant milestones in his presidency. On the domestic front, Starmer has overseen historic reforms in housing, healthcare, and public safety. No-fault evictions have been banned, protecting millions of renters from arbitrary loss of homes. His government launched the Homes for Heroes program, ensuring safe housing for military veterans, survivors of domestic abuse, and care leavers. Starmer has resolved years of industrial unrest, ending train strikes and returning critical rail services to public ownership. Communities now have more power over local bus services, significantly improving public transport accessibility economically. Starmer's government introduced the National Wealth Fund, drawing in private investments to stimulate growth and job creation. He launched the Green Prosperity Plan, securing 131 new, environmentally focused infrastructure projects and positioning the UK as a leader in creating green jobs. Supporting workers has been a priority, with reforms ending exploitative zero-hour contracts, introducing statutory sick pay from day one, and ending fire and rehire practices. Starmer's government also rolled out the Warm Homes Plan, substantially lowering energy bills for over 1 million households and reducing fuel poverty. The Child Poverty Task Force was established to address household hardships, while support measures for struggling families were extended through the Household Support Fund. In the international arena, Starmer has fostered stronger ties with India, leading a trade mission aimed at reaching a $100 billion bilateral trade target by 2030. The UK-India Living Bridge Awards recognized his efforts to deepen collaboration between the two nations. His foreign policy approach balances economic interests with security concerns, emphasizing responsible diplomacy with nations like China, advocating for a balanced, pragmatic partnership that safeguards security while promoting economic cooperation. Starmer has also prioritized climate action, accelerating the green transition through policies that promote renewable energy and sustainable growth. His leadership has steadied the nation's economic and geopolitical posture, signaling a new era of stability and progressive reform for Britain in 2025. The human behind the power beyond the headlines and historic achievements. Keir Starmer is a man shaped by family, routine, and quiet conviction, a leader whose personal life offers a glimpse into the values that drive his public service. Born in Surrey to a toolmaker and a nurse, Starmer's upbringing instilled in him a deep respect for hard work, fairness, and compassion. These early lessons continue to inform his leadership, grounding him in the realities faced by ordinary Britons. Starmer's daily routine is marked by discipline and dedication. He begins his mornings with a brisk walk, a habit he credits for maintaining focus and clarity during the pressures of office. Known for his meticulous preparation, Starmer often spends hours reviewing policy briefings and meeting with advisors, ensuring every decision is informed and deliberate. His communication style is measured, favoring substance over spectacle, and his speeches are crafted with precision, reflecting his background as a barrister and his commitment to clarity. Family remains central to Starmer's life. Married to Victoria Starmer, a solicitor, the couple has 2 children, and their home life is described as private and supportive. Starmer's hobbies include playing the flute and piano, a passion nurtured since childhood, and he often turns to music as a source of relaxation and inspiration. His faith, rooted in Christianity, also plays a role in shaping his worldview, emphasizing empathy and service to others. Despite the immense responsibilities of office, Starmer is known for his humility and approachability. Colleagues describe him as thoughtful, calm, and deeply principled, someone who listens intently and values diverse perspectives. His leadership psychology is marked by strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to consensus, traits that have helped him navigate the complexities of British politics. Starmer's personal life reveals a leader who is both grounded and visionary, someone whose private convictions fuel his public mission to build a fairer, more compassionate Britain. The mind of a modern leader. Keir Starmer's leadership style is a masterclass in transformational pragmatism, a blend of strategic vision, methodical execution, and consensus building that sets him apart from his predecessors. Rooted in his background as a barrister and prosecutor, Starmer's approach is defined by evidence-based decision-making, systematic analysis, and a long-term focus on sustainable change. Starmer's leadership is transformational in spirit, but pragmatic in execution. He favors thorough stakeholder consultation and careful preparation over dramatic gestures, embodying what some describe as the long game approach, building foundations for lasting reform rather than chasing quick wins. This methodical style is reflected in his communication, clear, analytical, and consistent, prioritizing substance over charisma. His ability to shift between detailed presentations for experts and accessible messaging for the public demonstrates emotional intelligence and adaptability, essential qualities for leading in complex environments. A key strength of Starmer's leadership is his coalition building. He excels at uniting diverse factions, both within his party and across the political spectrum. by finding common ground and fostering shared narratives. His approach to conflict resolution is structured and consultative, focusing on underlying interests rather than surface disagreements, which has helped him navigate internal party divisions and maintain broad support. Starmer's style also incorporates elements of servant leadership, placing the needs of the organization and its stakeholders above personal ambition while maintaining a clear, directive vision. He balances democratic consultation with decisive implementation, ensuring both buy-in and accountability. His leadership is marked by systematic planning, sophisticated stakeholder management, and methodical change management, making it particularly effective in regulated or politically sensitive environments. However, Starmer's methodical approach has its limitations. Critics argue that his style can lead to slower decision-making, reduced responsiveness to short-term opportunities, and less inspirational appeal compared to more charismatic leaders. Nonetheless, his leadership style offers a compelling model for managing complex organizational transformations, balancing analytical rigor with emotional intelligence, and building sustainable results through consensus and careful planning. The power of pragmatiskaya. Starmer's leadership is a study in pragmatic transformation, balancing bold vision with meticulous execution, and consensus with decisive action. His style is rooted in a forensic, evidence-based approach, shaped by years as a barrister and prosecutor, where thorough preparation and logical argumentation were paramount. Starmer's leadership philosophy centers on long-term strategic planning, stakeholder consultation, and systematic change management, setting him apart from more charismatic or impulsive leaders. Starmer's ability to build coalitions across diverse factions is one of his defining strengths. He excels at uniting traditionally divided groups by focusing on shared interests and creating narratives that foster unity. His communication is clear, analytical, and tailored to different audiences, whether presenting complex policy details to experts or simplifying messages for the general public. This adaptability reflects a high degree of emotional intelligence and an understanding of the needs of various stakeholders. While Starmer's methodical style has earned him respect for stability and credibility, it has also drawn criticism for being too slow or lacking in inspirational appeal. His approach prioritizes sustainable, incremental change over dramatic gestures, which can sometimes leave supporters wanting more immediate action. However, this measured style has allowed him to navigate complex reforms and maintain broad support, even in the face of political challenges and internal party divisions. Starmer's leadership is not about personality-driven spectacle, but about building lasting foundations for change through careful analysis, stakeholder engagement, and strategic patience. His blend of transformational vision and pragmatic execution offers a compelling model for leaders in any field, demonstrating that enduring results often require a steady hand and a commitment to evidence-based decision-making. The power of pragmatiskaya. Starmer's leadership style stands as a modern exemplar of pragmatic transformation, balancing visionary goals with meticulous, evidence-based execution. His approach is defined by systematic analysis, strategic patience, and a commitment to consensus building, distinguishing him from leaders who rely on charisma or dramatic gestures. Starmer's background as a barrister and prosecutor has instilled a forensic, logical mindset, enabling him to navigate complex challenges with clarity and precision. Starmer's leadership is transformational in spirit, but pragmatic in practice. He favors long-term, sustainable change over short-term wins, investing time in thorough stakeholder consultation and careful preparation before making bold moves. This long-game philosophy has allowed him to unite diverse factions within his party and across the political spectrum, building broad coalitions that support his reforms. His communication style is analytical and consultative, tailored to both expert and general audiences, which enhances his credibility and trustworthiness. While Starmer's methodical style has been praised for stability and credibility, it has also faced criticism for being too slow or lacking in inspirational appeal. His measured approach can sometimes appear cautious, particularly in rapidly changing environments, but it has enabled him to implement lasting reforms and maintain broad support. Even amid internal party divisions, Starmer's leadership demonstrates that enduring change often requires patience, careful planning, and a commitment to evidence-based decision-making. His blend of transformational vision and pragmatic execution offers a compelling model for leaders in any field, showing that true impact is achieved not through grand gestures, but through steady, thoughtful action. The psychology of power care. Starmer's leadership is defined by a psychological profile that sets him apart from his predecessors: a blend of strategic confidence, a pronounced need for control, and a distinctive level of distrust that shapes his approach to governance. Unlike leaders who prioritize charisma or personal connection, Starmer is driven by a belief in his ability to shape outcomes, a trait that fuels his assertive, results-oriented style. His psychological makeup reveals a leader who is not content to follow the status quo, but is determined to push boundaries and drive change. Even in the face of resistance, Starmer's elevated distrust, which surpasses even that of recent prime ministers, influences his decision-making and interpersonal dynamics. This trait often leads him to view others as potential adversaries, making him less inclined to compromise and more focused on maintaining control. While this can foster a transactional and uncompromising leadership style, it also means he is less likely to be swayed by groupthink or superficial alliances, prioritizing loyalty and results over easy consensus. Despite these tendencies, Starmer demonstrates notable cognitive complexity, embracing nuance and ambiguity rather than seeking simplistic solutions. He is receptive to new information and adapts his approach as circumstances evolve, combining interpersonal sensitivity with a clear emphasis on achieving tangible outcomes. This balance allows him to navigate the complexities of modern politics, where adaptability and strategic thinking are crucial for success. Starmer's leadership psychology also includes a strong need for power, motivating him to assert control and influence in high-stakes negotiations, and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. While this can lead to bold initiatives and decisive action, it also presents challenges, as his assertive style may catch supporters off guard or hinder efforts to build mutual understanding. Nevertheless, his confidence, strategic acumen, and adaptability position him as a leader uniquely equipped to navigate the unpredictable landscape of contemporary global politics. The power of control. Keir Starmer's leadership is defined by a strong belief in his ability to shape outcomes and a pronounced need for control, traits that set him apart from previous prime ministers. His psychological profile reveals a leader who is confident, strategic, and distrustful, making him less likely to compromise and more focused on asserting his influence. Starmer's approach to power is transactional and results-driven, prioritizing loyalty and achievement over consensus or collaboration. This assertive style is evident in his decision-making and interpersonal dynamics. Starmer often views others as potential adversaries, which leads him to prioritize control and resist constraints. While this can foster a robust and decisive leadership style, it also presents challenges, as his distrust and need for power may hinder efforts to build mutual understanding or compromise. His leadership is not about charisma or personal connection, but about strategic maneuvering and behind-the-scenes influence. Starmer's confidence in his ability to manage events and his willingness to push boundaries have enabled him to navigate complex challenges and drive bold initiatives. He excels in high-stakes negotiations and is unafraid to test limits, traits that have helped him maintain control and shape the political landscape. However, his assertive approach can sometimes catch supporters off guard, as he undertakes initiatives beyond expectations. Despite these challenges, Starmer's leadership style is marked by adaptability, pragmatism, and a clear emphasis on achieving results. His blend of strategic, confidence, and transactional leadership offers a compelling model for navigating the unpredictable landscape of contemporary global politics. The art of consensus. Keir Starmer's leadership is distinguished by his mastery of consensus building, a skill that has enabled him to unite diverse factions and navigate complex political landscapes. Rooted in his background as a barrister, Starmer approaches leadership with a forensic eye for detail, prioritizing thorough stakeholder consultation and systematic analysis before making strategic decisions. His transformation of the Labour Party from 2020 onwards stands as a testament to his ability to build sustainable coalitions, maintain organizational unity, and foster external credibility. Starmer's approach to consensus is methodical and inclusive. He excels at identifying common ground among competing interests, crafting narratives that unite disparate groups around shared objectives. His communication style is analytical and consultative, shifting between detailed presentations for experts and accessible messaging for broader audiences, a flexibility that reflects emotional intelligence and an understanding of diverse needs. This adaptability has allowed him to maintain momentum towards strategic goals while building broad-based support for his initiatives Unlike leaders who rely on charisma or dramatic gestures, Starmer emphasizes clarity, consistency, and substance over style. His leadership style blends transformational vision with methodical implementation, ensuring that ambitious reforms are grounded in evidence and stakeholder buy-in. He combines democratic consultation with decisive action, balancing comprehensive engagement with the need for accountability and organizational momentum. Starmer's ability to build consensus is particularly valuable in complex, regulated, or politically sensitive environments. His approach demonstrates that effective leadership in such contexts requires balancing analytical rigor with emotional intelligence, strategic vision with operational pragmatism, and transformational ambition with institutional sustainability. For leaders facing similar challenges, Starmer's methodology offers proven frameworks for achieving sustainable results while maintaining organizational cohesion and external credibility. The visionary's blueprint Keir Starmer's leadership is guided by a clear and ambitious vision for Britain's future, a blueprint rooted in transformational change, evidence-based policy, and a commitment to sustainable progress. His approach is not defined by fleeting gestures, but by a long-term strategy that seeks to rebuild the foundations of British society, economy, and global standing. Starmer's vision centers on restoring public trust, revitalizing public services, and positioning the UK as a leader in innovation and international cooperation. Starmer's methodology for realizing his vision is methodical and systematic. He emphasizes thorough stakeholder consultation, evidence-based decision-making, and incremental implementation, ensuring that ambitious goals are grounded in reality and supported by broad consensus. His background as a barrister has shaped a leadership style that prioritizes logical argumentation, careful preparation, and a forensic approach to problem solving. This enables him to translate complex challenges into actionable strategies, balancing bold ambition with pragmatic execution. A key aspect of Starmer's vision is his ability to unite diverse factions and build coalitions around shared objectives. His communication style is adaptable, shifting between detailed analytical presentations for experts and accessible messaging for broader audiences, reflecting emotional intelligence and a deep understanding of audience needs. This flexibility allows him to maintain momentum toward strategic goals while fostering broad-based support for his initiatives. Starmer's leadership style combines transformational vision with methodical implementation, creating a framework that is particularly relevant for organizations facing complex, regulated, or politically sensitive challenges. His approach demonstrates that effective leadership in such contexts requires balancing analytical rigor with emotional intelligence, strategic vision with operational pragmatism, and transformational ambition with institutional sustainability. For leaders navigating similar challenges, Starmer's methodology offers proven frameworks for achieving sustainable results while maintaining organizational cohesion and external credibility. The legacy of a modern leader, Keir Starmer's legacy, is one of transformation, resilience, and a profound impact on British politics and global affairs. His leadership style marked by strategic confidence, a high need for control, and a distinctive level of distrust has set him apart from his predecessors and shaped a new era of governance. Starmer's ability to assert control, challenge limits, and drive change has positioned him as a leader who is not merely reactive, but proactive in shaping the political landscape. Starmer's approach to leadership is characterized by a blend of analytical rigor, emotional intelligence, and a clear emphasis on achieving results. His vision for Britain's future is grounded in evidence-based policy, sustainable progress, and a commitment to public service. While his style may lack the charisma of some leaders, it is marked by a profound sense of responsibility and a willingness to step up and organize those around him. This sense of duty and public service is a defining trait of his legacy, inspiring both admiration and critique. Starmer's impact extends beyond domestic reforms. On the international stage, he has demonstrated a willingness to engage constructively with global challenges, balancing national security with economic opportunity. His leadership has been marked by message discipline, effective support structures, and a focus on building coalitions and alliances. These efforts have helped to restore Britain's influence and credibility in a rapidly changing world. Despite his achievements, Starmer's leadership has not been without controversy. His assertive style and high need for control have sometimes led to friction and criticism, particularly in his handling of internal party dynamics and public perception. Nevertheless, his legacy is one of bold initiatives, strategic maneuvering, and a commitment to shaping a more equitable and prosperous future for Britain. Starmer's leadership style and legacy offer a compelling model for leaders in any field, demonstrating that true impact is achieved through a combination of vision, strategic thinking, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. His story is a testament to the power of transformational leadership in navigating the complexities of modern politics and global affairs.